Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. It's that time again. It's another weekend of Premier League football and we're going to preview today the big Arsenal game on the weekend, playing on Sunday. Big London derby away at West Ham, a team that's already beaten us twice this season, a team that now absolutely hates us just because we signed Declan Rice from them. Not like we gave them a sandwich for him, we gave them 105 million, but for some reason they absolutely despise us. And then you look at our title rivals, Manchester City and Liverpool. Manchester City playing now, actually, I've got it on 0-0 with Everton at the minute, but it's all Haaland's in. No, he ain't. But it's one you expect them to end up winning. And Liverpool have got a fairly easy game. Burnley at Anfield, another game you'd expect them to win. So out of the top three, we definitely have the hardest game, but it's no excuse and it's a game we have to win, pure and simple. So yeah, let's preview the game. Obviously, Arsenal coming off the back of a massive win last week against Liverpool. That got us firmly back in the title race. But now it's time to follow it up. We can't drop points and, just shoot ourselves in the foot again. You look at when we played Liverpool at Anfield this season, got a very good 1-1 draw that put us top of the table. Who did we play next? West Ham, and we end up losing 2-0. Cannot be a repeat. It has to be a revenge game. Like I said, West Ham have already done us twice this season, beating us 3-1 in the Carabao Cup where they were comfortably the better team in all fairness, and then they beat us 2-0 at the Emirates in a game where we dominated but just could not finish our chances, and West Ham took advantage. They probably had like two chances in the game, took them both and walked away with a very good 2-0 win for them. However, looking at West Ham, they haven't won a game since. They've been drawing a lot of games. They got knocked out of the cup by Bristol City. Since then, their best player in Lucas Paqueta picked up an injury against Bristol, and I don't think he will be available for the Arsenal game. And then last weekend, they got smashed 3-0 against Manchester United at Old Trafford. But if you watch the game, or if you look at the stats of the game, I didn't actually watch the game because I was driving to the Emirates to go and watch Arsenal-Liverpool. But you look at the stats and, I've heard people review the game, and West Ham didn't play badly in that game. And apparently it wasn't a 3-0 game. They just couldn't take their chances. And I can't see them doing that for 2 weeks in a row. So Arsenal have to be on it and we have to be ready. West Ham are at the minute, they're not in the greatest form, like I said. They're in sort of a stage where they're conceding goals, but they still will score goals. They still got dangerous players, man. Players we really have to be careful of, like Jarrod Bowen, like Kudus. Like, who else they got? Paqueta's obviously injured. They got James Ward-Prowse. Him from set pieces is a big problem. We've already conceded 2 corners to West Ham this season already. So it's something we really do need to be wary of. And I'm sure Nicolas Jover's got the boys, really going over defending set pieces a lot in the week. Obviously, we know from attacking set pieces, Arsenal are the best in the league, but defending them, I do think we've been quite suspect at times this season, and it's one we have to get right. We cannot afford to drop points in this game. And it's one where I think tactically it will be one where we've got to put a big team out to deal with the physical presence, to deal with the long balls, to deal with the crosses, set pieces, etc. But it's also a game where we've got to put a team out who's going to purely just control this game and make sure we don't give away anything silly, because the chances will come, and when the chances come, we're going to have to put them away. And I'm weirdly confident for this game. I think it's a game where I think we're going to put in a very good performance. And, it's probably just coming off the confidence of the win we had last week. And I'd like to think that especially the Arsenal players who were there last season have learned that this is the time now to kick on and really push for the title. Look, like I said, I think we're third favourites to win it, and we're quite considerably further back, in my opinion. Oh, God, excuse me. But it's one where, like I said, just keep winning your games. Keep winning every game up until we play Manchester City at the Etihad on match day 30. And then, after that, try and get something from Man City, whether it's a draw. I will take a draw right now if you offered it to me. If you can win, brilliant, but that's gonna have to be one hell of a performance. But just keep ticking off the wins until then. And then get there, take whatever you can, and try and kick on and see if we can do something special. But it's gonna be unlikely, but the only thing we can keep doing is winning our games and ticking them off game by game. And this game is a must win. The last 3 times we've played West Ham, they have been been the better of the teams, no doubt in that. And it's one we have to look. We are a better team than West Ham, but we've got to start showing it in these games, and we have to beat them. The crowd are going to be well up for it. Obviously, it's the first league game. Declan Rice is going back to West Ham. West Ham obviously absolutely hate Arsenal now just because we signed Declan Rice. You'd think somehow we nicked him on a free like we did with Sol Campbell and Spurs. But no, we gave them 105 million for him, and for some reason they hate us, and a lot of them hate him for coming to Arsenal, which I don't really get. And he will be getting booed, and you know, the games he's played against West Ham, mainly the league game. In the cup game, he'd come on when we were 3-0 down. I don't really judge him for anything he'd done in that game. But, or was it 2-0 down? Either way, I don't really judge him for that game. The game was pretty much done by then. But in the league game, you know, it's probably the poorest he's had for us. He gave away a penalty at the end that Raya saved to, you know, make the score look slightly better. But it's one now. I feel like he's had his experience against West Ham. He's got, you know, past that sort of emotional roller coaster of playing them, and it's one I expect him to now step up and put in a good performance, especially after the performance he put in last week against Liverpool, where I thought he was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, like I said, tactically, I think it's one Arsenal need to control the possession, giving away silly fouls and corners if as much as possible, and just simply take our chances. And I think it'll be interesting to see what Arteta goes with. Does he change a winning team? Does he make slight changes? Do you know what? Let's just go into the predicted 11, what I think he will do. Obviously, David Raya will play in goal. And to be fair to him, you know, if you watch the channel, you watch a lot of my videos, you know, I've sort of been anti-Raya for quite a while, mainly just because of how much I love Ramsdale. But I do think he's been playing really well lately. And I'm starting to see and understand why Arteta's brought him in. I still think there's a long way to go, and I think he's still got to up his level. Like, how many games has he won us, for example? I wouldn't say he's won us a game yet, but I still think he's improving. I feel like he's settled down. His confidence is growing. So yeah, Raya will obviously remain between the sticks. Defence, the first three I think are pretty straightforward. It'll be Ben White at right back, Saliba and Gabriel at centre backs. I'm going to need, you know, I think White and Gabriel have been brilliant last few games. I think Saliba's been a bit iffy. Still been, you know, Saliba's iffy games are some centre backs' best games. You know, he's that good, but I need him to step up now. Obviously, he's cost us a couple of goals against Forest and Liverpool, so hopefully he'll just be back to his best on Sunday. Left back, this is where I think we'll see a change. Zinchenko might even be injured anyway, but Tomiyasu's coming back from the Asia Cup, and I think this is the sort of game Arteta wants Tomiyasu for, to play at left back, to deal with Kudus, who's going to be one of West Ham's biggest threats, to deal with the long diagonals over to him. Obviously, Tomiyasu's fantastic in the air. He's one of our best one-on-one defenders, and I think he'll come back in and play left back. Then you go into the midfield. I'd be shocked if the midfield changed. I don't think it should. And I think if we want to get control of the game and limit West Ham possession and chances, I think Jorginho, Rice and Odegaard have to be the midfield that plays. That midfield gives you pretty much everything. Declan Rice gives you pure power and legs. His ball-winning ability is absolutely probably the best in Europe. It's incredible. You've got Jorginho, who I love Jorginho. Obviously, I gave him a 10 against Liverpool last week, which was keen. I know he weren't a 10, but I was just gassed by the performance, and I just really like him. And I think he'll be really important in this game just to keep getting on the ball and keeping us ticking. Also, it's a massive pitch, West Ham, you know, and I think there will be spaces in behind. And I think Jorginho is one of the best at unlocking them passes from deep and getting the wingers in behind. So I think Jorginho will play, and obviously Odegaard had a brilliant game against West Ham last time out, and, you know, the rest of the team let him down. And he tends to have a decent game against West Ham, Odegaard. So I expect a big game from Odegaard. I could see him getting a goal or an assist in this game, maybe both. So yeah, that'll be the midfield. Then you look up top. I think he'll keep it the same. I think it'll be Saka to the right, Martinelli to the left, and Kai Havertz down the middle. Wouldn't surprise me if Jesus comes into this, but I think he might stick with Kai. One, to reward his performance last week. I thought he had a very good game, but also I think it's going to be a similar reason to why we play Liverpool. He gives us a big physical presence. Like I said, defending the set pieces will be massive for us. And you look at our team, it'll be a very big team if this is the team I'm saying that I think we'll go with. You know, you've essentially got 4 centre-backs playing across the back 4 in White, Saliba, Gabriel and Tomiyasu. Declan Rice is a big guy. Then you've got Kai Havertz, who's like 6'3", 6'4". You know, he's a big bloke and he'll help us in the defensive and the offensive set pieces, and also he gives us a massive out ball. You know, if we're under pressure and we need to go long, Kai Havertz is the best player to have at the top of the pitch to do that. And that's what I think he will go with. And then, you know, you look at the bench, assuming Jesus is back, you've got Jesus, Trossard, Nketiah, Nelson, Smith-Rowe. So it's a very strong attacking bench where if you need to make changes, you can. And that's what I think he'll go with. And I think it will be a good performance from Arsenal. I don't know why. I just got a feeling, and it's probably more just hope and, you know, faith. But I'm just hoping that we're going to kick on now. And we're going to start putting a run together because we need to. You know, we've won our last 3 in the league, which is brilliant. But we've got to stretch that to, like I said, when we play City, which would go to round about maybe 10 on a spin, something like that. I'm not sure. So we just got to keep ticking them off. And you cannot do what you've done against West Ham in recent times, where you had a good performance the week before, good result, and then you go to West Ham and drop points. West Ham are a good team, and they are no mugs. And, you know, London Derby, they're going to be right up for it. But with the form they're in and with the team we have, we are a better team. We have to be beating them. As simple as that. I'm going to go with an Arsenal 2-0 win. But I think it'll be a good performance. I think it'll be one we control, create chances and take our chances when they come. Yeah, and like I said, we have to win because City are going to win, even though they're still drawing currently. And I'm very, very sure that Liverpool are going to win. So we can't afford to let that gap get any bigger. We've just got to we've got to assume essentially that they're going to win every game and keep winning our games to... Oh, God, there's a dog going fucking apeshit out there. But keep winning our games. And if they do slip up, then we're right there to take advantage of it. So, yeah, big game for the Arsenal. Come on, boys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Would you do any changes to the 11? What do you think the 11 will be? Predicted score, etc. And, yeah, we'll do the match review either tomorrow afternoon after the game, depending on what I've got going on, if not Monday. And hopefully we're talking about another big performance and another Arsenal win. Yeah, so please do like, comment, subscribe and share the page. Really am trying to get this as big as possible. And yeah, talk to you guys soon. Have a good weekend. Yeah, come on the Arsenal.